Terry Fighter, aka the Real Ric Flair. And today we're going to be discussing why 225 isn't actually an impressive flat bench. Now, if you're 16, 17, 18 years old, 100 pounds, 110 pounds soaking wet, and you hit 225 on flat, then I'll give you your props on that. It's to me, 225 is a beginner entry level, especially when it comes to strength training. So if you're an avid gym goer like me and you're going to the gym every day, at least 5-6 days a week at least, and you're really training hard, you're going to clear 225 in no time. If your diet's right, you're getting all your protein in and all that good stuff, then you're going to be clearing 225 in no time. Now, if you're hitting incline for 225 for reps, I'll give you your props. That's pretty impressive. Then there you go. But if you are to Google how many people in the world can bench press 225, and it's going to say 1%, and then it's going to say something like if you factor in all the untrained, keyword untrained individuals, then that percentage drops down to 0.5, 0.4% nationwide. Now, that's just absolutely crazy to think that only 1% of the nation can bench press 225. That's absurd. I knew people when they were 16, 17 years old clearing way more than that. And they were like 135, 145, Myself personally, back when I used to stay cut up, shredded all year round, which I did from 19 to 30, I stayed constantly shredded all year round, and I was 145, 155. And throughout most of that, I never went higher than 145 on flat, incline, or decline. Never went more than 145, because strength wasn't my thing. Now, during that time period when I used to stay real cut up, 145, 155, the guy got me into benching heavier. He got me into pushing pulls. And within a matter of a couple of months, I was hitting 225. So I went from just sticking around at 145, and then boom, jumped all the way up to 225 in a matter of months. So when it comes to strength training, 225 is basic. Because at one point in time, when I was 145, 155, now mind you that when I would do these competitions, I'd be pressing 275 competition. That's a pause sense. And just to show you that other people can do that with no problem, there was a boy who was 17 years old at the time, and he weighed exactly the same as me. Every push and pull I did, he was there. And he was hitting the exact same weight as me, 275. And now, mind you, I was in my 20s during this time. He was 17. 16, 17 when I first met him. And he was hitting my weight on flat. Now, he trained specifically for strength. He trained for squats, deadlifts, and flat bench. That's what he trained on the most. He put all his effort into that. Now, like I was saying earlier, if you're hitting incline for 225, then I'll give you your props for reps, I'll give you your props on that. But 225 is basic. That's right when you start to get your strength. I'll say that. It's beginner entry level to your strength training. Now, I'm going to show you a clip right here. Hope y'all enjoy this clip. This is a clip of me hitting 225 just to show you that obviously I can do what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to show you some more clips later on in the video of me hitting like 345 and stuff like that. So here we are hitting the 225 like I said a moment ago. Now if you see me grinding my hands like that, that's getting the grooves and all the ridges of the bars into my hands for a better grip. And here we go. We're just going to knock out some easy reps with 225 right there. Just to show you what we're talking about here. Now, of course, I'm not saying everyone can do as many reps there, but you get my point. Hitting the 225 like that. Now, I've known competitions like locally around where they'll have competitions of how many reps people can do straight of 225. Now, then it gets a little impressive. If you can do like 20 reps straight or 25 reps straight of 225, I'll give you your props on that. That's pretty solid. But in my personal opinion, like I said a minute ago, 225 is beginner entry level. And you might think that sounds kind of mean, but when you think about it, you think about only 1% of the nation or less can bench 225. That's a crazy statement. Where are they getting these numbers from? They're definitely not getting those kind of numbers from gyms. And nowadays, I've noticed, especially in the past decade, people have become more health conscious. People are getting more active. They're getting more involved in fitness, whether it's just to lose weight or just to keep in shape. You got people who want to get real ripped up, get real jacked, get real strong. You got people that just want to be healthy. I see all types of them every day because I don't hang out or associate with anyone who doesn't go to the gym. You know, 'cause that's my people. The gym is my people. You know what I'm saying? And so every day I see people benching well past 225, well past it. I mean, I'm seeing people hit 4 or 5 plates straight, just going absolutely bananas in the gym. You know? Now, if you walk around and you see people on the street, you know, you see that they obviously don't lift, they don't take care of themselves. And of course, those people aren't going to be able to hit nowhere even near 225. I've seen people get on the bench and fail at just 2 quarters. You know, just 2 quarter plates, and I've seen people fail at all kinds of ways. I'm not knocking. I'm just saying that statistically, for me, 225 is not an impressive weight, and I don't think it is for anybody. If you're a gym goer, then you know that 225 is not crazy weight. You know that's not, nothing to jump about. But now I will say, if you're like 300 pounds, then you should be definitely hitting way more than 225. Now, like I said, when I was 145, 155, it felt hella great to hit 2 plates finally. I felt like I was finally accepted. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing really to jump about. I'm not knocking it. If that's your goal, is to hit 2 plates, and that's a good goal, but if you're going for strength training, 225 is the beginning of that. Once you hit that 225 mark, then you can start saying, oh yeah, I'm definitely strength training now. Then when you start adding more weight to that, more weight, more weight, more weight. Now, here in a moment, I am going to show y'all a clip of me hitting like 300 and 315. No, it's 315. And then like 325, 345, stuff like that. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of this video and stick around, because my next video, I believe we're either going to be discussing different proteins, or we're going to be discussing BCAAs, or we're going to be discussing probiotics, which is one I definitely want to do. So stick around. If you like this video, please let me know in the comment section down below, and feel free to subscribe. Here we are hitting 315. I believe I did 4 reps here in this video. I'm not crazy about spotters. Most of the time when I'm at the gyms, it's pretty empty. It's just me there. I'm an early bird, so not many other people in the gym at 5 a.m., Now here we are with 335. I believe I just hit this for once during this video. Here we are with 345. And again, I just did this one for 1 rep as well. If I would have had someone spotting me, then I would have probably went for 2. But I just did these here just to make this video. So all of these reps are specifically for the video.